So let's just start this off now. So this is what the screen is going to look like when you first load into Dead by Daylight. So I'm going to do a YouTube video on this. This is why I'm saying this. So this is what it's going to look like when you first get the game and you load it up. So you can pick between all these things. Help and tutorials is definitely something you should do 100%, you know, if you're new to the game. Definitely check them out, go for the tutorials and things, because it just will give you the fundamentals of the game, which I'm not actually going to go into on this video. If you do want that, let me know and I'll explain the buttons and things, and what they do and how best to use them. So if you guys want that, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely do that for you guys. But today in this episode we're going to be doing the survivors. We're going to be looking at all the different survivors you can play, and a little bit about them really. So when you load in, you've got these different icons on the sides. This top one is the survivors you can pick from. So if I just scroll up to the top super quickly, obviously you're not going to have all these when you first start. You're only going to have the basic few characters, which I think go up to Ace maybe, are the first ones, and then I'm pretty sure the ones after that might be DLC. I'm not 100%, but I know you get like the top 4, and I think these two, I'm pretty sure he's a new one. Maybe Feng might be one you get. But anyway, so you get a few of the characters to choose from anyway at the start. So we'll go for them first. So these are the ones that were on here from the beginning of the game when it came out really. So you've got Dwight. He's okay, he's kind of cool. This is what he looks like. Obviously you can get different skins and things for him, but you know, this is like his normal look, I guess. I don't think I've done anything to him. So yeah, he's quite a nervous character, as you can tell. He's biting his nails. He is quite cool though. So if you hover over them, obviously you can see there it says what level they are for me. Like, they're not going to be level 2 for you at the start. Obviously they'll all be level 1, just like Ace here, who I haven't used. So you'll hover over them. It literally says to you there that that person is a nervous leader, able to locate his allies and increase their effectiveness. So this character basically has specific perks, because each character has like a teachable perk. So they have a perk that basically means that it's only theirs until you unlock it to a certain level, and then other characters can have it. But at the start, these are the few that you get to begin with. So you've got leader here. So this is like, obviously it says there for you, it explains it to you. And it's also got his backstory just here as well, if you guys want to read that. I'm not going to read all of these out because it'll take a long time. But basically, Dwight is a geek, okay? Obviously, as you can see there, geeky scrawny through high school. So that's basically what he is. And it goes into his background a little bit more on that too. So you got leader here. Leader is actually a really good perk. So the start of each perk has like a little bit of a blurb thing, where it says like you're able to organize a team, blah blah blah. But it basically says, after that, it says increases other survivors' healing, sabotage, unhooking, cleansing, open and exit gates, and chest searches speeds by 15%. So basically, that is when that survivor is within an 8-meter range from you. So that perk is actually really good, because 15%, you don't think, oh, that's really that much, but when you're in game and you're playing, 15% is like a lot. Like, it does make a difference, to be honest. And then you've got another teachable perk of his, prove thyself. So this one is basically every survivor working on a generator within 4-meter range gain 15% repair speed bonus. Same bonus is applied to all of the survivors within range, gain 50% more blood points. So that's, like, again, really good for a startup perk, because you're getting more blood points, which means you can upgrade your character more, and you're also getting that 15% repair speed. So, you know, another good perk. And then obviously you can see these two are locked. So you start off with this one, obviously, because he's only level 2 for me. I haven't got these two yet. So that will be, you start off with this one, and then basically as you upgrade, you'll unlock perk slots, which I'll show you in a second, and you can unlock these in the blood web, which I'll also show you in a second. And then you've also got his other teachable, which is this one. So basically an aura, which is like, it's kind of like a yellow like colour over the thing. So that's like an aura of something. So that's revealed to you within the 20-meter range. So you'll see all your allies, basically everyone else that's in the game with you that's playing, other than the killer, you'll see them if they're in a certain range. And as you upgrade them as well from level 1 to level 3, that range might become bigger, or or like this, the percentage of repair speed bonus might go a little bit more to maybe like 16, 17. I don't know. I don't know the exact like upgrades, but that's what it does. So it does upgrade it. So then you've got Meg here. We're going to move on fairly quickly. So Meg Thomas, she's also, oh, I forgot to mention as well, there it says difficulty easy. So if you have a look, all these first ones here, well, apart from him, these first 3 are classes easy to play. That means for new players, they're an easy player, an easy playable character, basically. Meg is an energetic athlete, which means that her teachable perks are, well, to do with that, really. So you've got quick and quiet. So this is actually a really, really good perk, especially to start off with. But even like for those who aren't starting off, those who have been playing for a while, this perk is very good. You basically don't make a lot of noise at all. Like, you're really quiet, which is really good. Vaults and things like that you do basically will show the killer where it is. So if you do them like a quick vault, for example, it will like pop up saying that you've vaulted there, if that makes sense. Like, it'll have like a noise effect thing. And basically this is where the high reduction noise detection and audio range is reduced. Yeah, so audio range is reduced by 100%. It can only be used every 30 seconds though. So that basically means that with quick and quiet, you can do a vault or something like that, and this perk will activate for you. But then if you did another vault in, say, 15 seconds after using that first one, it won't happen, and you will make a sound noise for the killer to know where you are. Whereas if you do that one vault, wait for 31 seconds, jump again, and go on another vault, it's not going to tell them. It will use that perk again, which is really cool. She then comes with Sprint Burst, which, to be honest, is also... It can be good if you know how to use it. So, like, I'm not very good with it at all, but I know people that are very good with it. So when starting to run, break into a sprint at 1,000? Wow. At 150% of your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds. So this is like really good if you know how to use it. However, when I do it, I tend to dart forward and I'll like run into like, I don't know, a tree or something, and it just slows me down then. So the killer's then just behind me anyway, so that sprint burst was kind of pointless and it's wasted a perk slot for me. If I learned how to use it a bit better, it would definitely be a lot more worth it. However, at this moment in time, I'm not very good with it at all, so I just kind of steer clear of sprint burst. It's not really my cup of tea. So then you've got adrenaline. This is also, well, they're all pretty good perks, but obviously this one is quite good. So it basically means that when the exit gates are powered, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, when the exit gates are powered, your character will heal 1 health state, which means basically you have healthy, injured, and then slugged on the floor, basically, where the killer will pick you up and put you on hook. So if you're down and you're on the floor and the killer hasn't picked you up yet and the exit gates are powered, which means the exit gates are opened, that means that basically your character will have like a second wind. So it's like the adrenaline picks them up and they'll be then injured. So they'll still be limping and running, but at least they're on their feet again. The killer can't put them on a hook. So, it's really good for that. And it's also really good if you are in a chase at end game and your teammates open the gate, then you'll have like a quick adrenaline pump and you'll go from being injured and slower, so the killer's like more likely to catch you, to being like fully healthy, which means you'll be a little bit quicker. Plus it means the killer then has to hit you twice now to get you down instead of just the once. So this one is very good, to be fair, for end game, that is. Obviously there's a little bit of a backstory here for Meg. Again, I'm not really going to go into that. So then you've got Claudette Morel, right? So she's an easy player again. She's like basically a medic in this game. I love her perks. I use empathy and I use self-care. I'm not playing her at the moment, but I do use them. As you could tell, I was a high level with her. So her empathy basically will show everyone on the map, well, your teammates, sorry, are revealed to you within a 64-meter range when they're injured. So that's really good, because then if someone's being chased and they get a hit, you know exactly where they are. And if someone loses the killer, for example, and they need healing because they don't have self-care, they don't have this care perk here, and they don't have a med kit, which means they are stuck at that injured state, you know exactly where they are. So you can just be like, hey, I'm on my way, don't worry, you know, stay there hidden, I'm coming now. You can go heal them, and it's great. It's a really, really good perk. I love it. I'm definitely an advocate for this perk. Then you got Botany Knowledge, which I used to use a lot, but I've recently like switched it out for some other things which kind of seem to work a little bit better for me. So this is all about finding the perks that work for you and your playstyle. So Botany Knowledge is also, you know, also quite good. It basically just makes the item that you're using or like your healing speed increase by 11%. So if you've got like a med kit or something, it'll be quicker to use that med kit, but it won't reduce the bar because every item has like a bar. So once you've used that bar down, basically that item is then non-usable. It depletes and you lose that item, unless you only deplete it to like the very bottom and you don't fully deplete it, you don't fully use it. If you then escape with the item, it recharges back to being normal again, basically. So it's not like a broken item, but if you do use it all the way, it disappears. So Botany Knowledge is very good for helping you, you know, heal quite a few like health states, for example, depending on what med kit it is or whatever, because you can heal them quicker, so it doesn't take as long, and then it means that you don't have to deplete that item. It means you can take it back out with you if you survive, which is good. Then you got self-care here, which, to be honest, has been nerfed. I'm pretty sure a couple times, maybe once, maybe twice. I'm not 100% on that, but I know it has been nerfed. But it is still very good. So it basically means that you can heal yourself. As it says, self-care, you care for yourself. So if you get injured, you have the ability, using this perk, to heal yourself without a medkit. I don't know what you use, but your character just starts to heal themselves. It does take a little while. As it says there, 50% the normal healing speed. So, yeah, it does take like a lot longer, to be fair, to do it, but at least you can do it. So it's good. So if you don't want to bring a med kit in, self-care is definitely a really good one to use unless you have an actual like medic on your team that's going to come and heal you. But if you're self-queuing, self-care is definitely a must-have, 100%, because otherwise you'll find yourself trying to search chests, trying to find something to heal yourself, or looking for other players hoping that they might be able to find you and heal you. And by that time, usually the killer probably intercepts, because you do make noise when you're injured and you leave a blood trail too. So, you know, that is a very good one. So as you can see, I'm level 50 as Claudette. I'm pretty sure I've changed her clothes as well, so it's not what she usually looks like. But, you know, it's pretty close. I haven't changed her that much. And then we've got Jake here. So Jake I've not used at all. He's difficulty intermediate. And I'll show you his perks now. So his perks are Iron Will. So, sorry, my laptop just turned on and did open a new tab, which is kind of weird because I didn't do that. Anyway, back on subject. So basically, this is where when you're injured, your grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 50%. So this is really good because it stops you from basically screaming and telling the killer where you are. That's the basic fundamentals of this perk. It is good, you know, it can help you stay hidden when the killer's trying to find you and you're just bleeding out all over the place. Iron Will's very good for that. Then you got Calm Spirit. I don't really know much about Calm Spirit. Let's read it. So it reduces chances of alerting woodland creatures by 80%. Oh, okay, so that's quite good. So that means basically there are what are they called? Birds. There are birds on the map in random places. Maybe sat on like some boxes or on a rock or something, but there'll be like some crows. So if you walk past them basically without crouching, and crouching is obviously quite slow unless you have a certain perk, then basically if you go past them, they'll make a noise and like be spooked and scared from you, and they'll fly off, and it gives like a noise thing for the killer, so the killer knows that you're in that direction, or that somebody is in that direction and set off that bird. So Calm Spirit stops that from happening. Well, it doesn't stop it completely, but 80% of the chance of that happening is got rid of. So it's quite, you know, it's quite a good percentage there. Then you got Saboteur. Saboteur is very, very good actually. Again, I don't use it because I'm not the best with it, but if you are good with it, you can really do some very good saves. I know one of my friends actually used this, was really good with it, had a toolbox and everything with it. Obviously went in, and when when I was down and the killer was carrying me to this hook that he'd already been round and like sabotaged to almost full percent. So to like say 95, like 98%, it was sabotaged. And basically, if it's sabotaged, it means that when that bar is complete, when it's 100% sabotaged, the hook will fall and the killer can no longer put you on it. So I was picked up, my friend ran over, and it was really, really cool because just as he was about to put me on the hook, he sabotaged the hook, made it drop, which meant that the killer then had to turn around and go to a different hook, which allowed me a chance to keep wiggling, because you have to wiggle if the killer's got you. It allowed me to keep wiggling and jump off the killer and have like a second chance to escape, which was really, really cool. But obviously you do have to be good with that, and you guys can read like the speeds and things on there now. So this is him anyway. This is what he looks like. I have changed him a little bit, but you know, they basically look the same, even just with some different clothes on. I'll go into cosmetics if anyone wants to, but I won't do that right now. So this is Nia. So she's pretty cool actually, to be fair. Quite like her. She's level 19 for me. She is classed as an intermediate player. So not really for someone that's just starting off, but someone who's kind of a little bit used to the game, knows really what they're doing. So you got balanced landing here, which basically means if you jump off of a building or off of something that's like a raised, something that's raised from the floor, if you jump off that while being chased, or I don't think it has to be while being chased, but say you're being chased and you jump off something like that, instead of taking like a full stumble, which is what most characters would do if they don't have this, where they'll take like a little bit of reduced speed and things, she actually gets a boost because she's good at landing, so she'll land and she'll be able to actually run a bit quicker for a little while, which is really, really good. Obviously the things are on there, it all explains it out for you. But that can be really handy, especially if the killer's right behind you and you jump off. That stumble can really be a matter of like a hit or not a hit. So if you've got balanced landing and you drop, you don't have to stumble, but the killer will have like a bit of a stumble, which means that like if you're both stumbling, you know, there's a higher chance that killer's going to get you because they're right behind you. They've just dropped exactly where you did as well, and they're right on top of you. Whereas if you drop first and they drop slightly after, but you have a boost forward, it's a bit like sprint burst. So it can get you out of some sticky situations. Then you've got here urban evasion. So this is also like a pretty good, like a really good perk actually, to be honest. Basically means that when you're crouching, your movement speed is increased by 90%. 90% is a lot. Like, that is a lot for a percentage of a perk. And it is really worth it as well because you leave scratch marks when you're running and you also set off birds and things when you're walking. So, you know, both of them can be a little bit tricky and can make the killer know where you are. So if you have urban evasion, you can crouch around things like birds and stuff, but still go quite quick. Like, it is actually relatively quick, so it is quite worth it, that one, for sure. Streetwise. So this one is basically reduced consumption rate of an item charge by 15% for you and allies within 8-meter range. Once out of range, this effect persists for 15 seconds. So that basically means that each item that your teammate brings in, if they are within 8 meters of you and they're using that item, it depletes a lot slower. Well, not a lot, but 15% slower than what it would if they weren't in that range. And it continues for 15 seconds even when they're out of that range. So if they go to 9 meters, it will still continue for 15 seconds. Hello, King Dr. J. I'm just explaining the perks and things of the new characters, as I'm gonna, and like not the new characters, just the characters, and showing like what they do, what they look like, and things like that. So yeah, so this one is Ace. As you can see, I've not really played him very much. Level 1, again, he is an easy character though, which is quite cool. So if we look at his perks super quickly, so as you can see, these ones are locked because I don't really play them very much. Thank you for that, host. I appreciate that. These ones are locked because I don't play Ace at all, really. So I don't have these perks now for the other characters because they are teachable perks, which means basically you have to level this character up and get all these perks in order to get them on different characters. But because I haven't needed them, I haven't bothered with that. So you've got obviously these 3 perks for him. So we've got Ace in the Hole. When retrieving an item from a chest, there's a 100% chance that a very, very rare or lower add-on will be attached to it. 10% chance of finding an add-on uncommon rarity. So that basically is just like luck, really. It just gives you extra luck when you're picking up items. And obviously, if it does come out, well, when it does come out with a attachment to it, that attachment will stay on there, and you can keep that. So when you leave, if you escape at the end of the match with that item and the attachment, that will go into your inventory, and you'll keep that to use whenever you want. Then you got Up the Ant. So this one is basically, I'm not really sure on his one, so I'm just going to quickly read it. For each other survivor still alive, grant 1% bonus of luck to all the remaining survivors. So yeah, yeah, that's, again, basically just luck. I think Ace is pretty much just a luck character, because that just gives you a little bit of a bonus of, like, hope, really, of trying to survive. One-handed. This one... Oh, that's cool. Increases Aura's reading range by 4 meters. That is kind of cool, to be fair. I don't think I'd use it, but it's a decent one, to be honest with you. And then again, obviously, the backstory's here. So the backstory will always be here, and you'll always have the difficulty thing up here in the top corner, and then you'll have the 3 teachable perks. So obviously, all these characters, I'm pretty sure, come with the game when you first get it. I think. I'm not really sure about Feng. She might, but I can't say for sure. I know Bill doesn't. Bill is a DLC character. So this is Bill, and his little jumper. I don't think he wears this jumper to start with. I'm pretty sure I put that on in customization. But yeah, he's got a cigarette, and he's kind of cool. You know, it's Bill. So obviously you might recognize that some of these characters are actually from specific things. So like these two are from Stranger Things. I think... I'm not sure what David King's from, to be honest with you, but they all came with like specific killers. Well, the DLC ones did. Other than Bill, I think he came on his own. But then like Quentin obviously is with Freddy Krueger. You got like Laurie Strode is with Michael. Well, The Shape, and the Nightmare's Freddy Krueger. But you know who they are. So anyway, so this is Bill anyway, and I'll show you Bill dead quick. So. His backstory's there. I'm not going to read through it. It'd just take too long. But Left Behind is basically, if you're the last survivor remaining in the trial, you can see the aura of the hatch within 24-meter range. So that's really good for end game. It's obviously, it does nothing throughout the duration of the game. You have to get to end game first. But obviously, if everyone's killed and you're the last survivor, and you're trying to find the hatch, that really, really will help, because 24 meters is like that's a decent amount. That's quite a big range. It's a good range. So you can just kind of run around the map. As long as you're 24 meters from the edge of the map, you can just run in a circle basically, and you don't have to listen out too much for that like sound. Like you might not hear it, but you'll be able to see it if it's in that range, if that makes sense. So that can really, really help new players, and to be fair, even players that have been playing for a long time, because it's still difficult to find the hatch. It's very randomly placed. It just kind of drops in a random place on the map, and you don't know where it's going to be. Or obviously there's a few places that like it on some maps where people have kind of seen a pattern for it, but ultimately they do try and do it basically a random drop, so you never really know when it's going to come, well, where it's going to be. So then you got Borrowed Time. Oh, thank you for that gif. I appreciate that. And those sparks. It's Friday. It is Friday for sure. So then we have Borrowed Time. Borrowed Time is also a very good perk for your teammates as well, because it basically gives you like a second chance, I guess. So if someone's on the hook, basically, if you go and like get them off, they get 15 seconds. I'm pretty sure it is. They gain endurance status for 15 seconds. Yeah, any damage taken during that time would put the unhooked survivor into a dying state. Will instead apply a deep wound status effect. Yeah, so basically for 15 seconds after they've been saved, they have like a little bar. So if they're hit, they have like a little bar of like deep wound status effect, which means like they have to go and heal themselves. So they need to kind of get away from the killer within the time, otherwise they will go down, I'm pretty sure. Let's read it. Yeah, so if the timer ends for the deep wound effect and they don't heal themselves before that ends, then they'll go down anyway. But it's a good little like second wind, like second chance kind of perk. So it's quite handy if you've got a killer that's like really on you, and you need that extra little bit. Then you have Unbreakable. So this one grants the ability to fully recover from the dying state once per trial. Increases dying recovery speed by 25%. Yeah, so this basically just means that if you've been slugged, so that means if you've been hit twice and you're just laying on the floor, you can't get up, you're just laying on the floor crawling around for dear life, hoping that it doesn't pick you up and put you on a hook, that is basically being slugged. So if that happens, then with Bill's perk Unbreakable, that means that you can recover, because you can usually recover to a certain point, and then you need a character who is actually alive or injured, it doesn't matter, but as long as they're on their feet, they can come over and heal you just that extra little bit to help you get up, but then you will have to heal again fully to be healed. When you first get up, you will be injured, in the injured state. However, this Unbreakable perk allows you to do that yourself, so it allows you to recover to fully, so you can get yourself back up off the floor. I don't see many people using this perk, to be honest with you, but overall it is quite a decent perk. He is hard to play though. His difficulty is hard. I don't know how they really work out difficulties. I'm presuming it's from the perks maybe, but yeah, he is classed as difficult to play.
I'm going to stop this video there, and in my next video I'll be going into Feng Min and the following survivors. If you guys are interested in that, stay tuned, and that video will be coming out very soon. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe as it really supports my channel. I will link my Mixer and my other social medias in the description if you guys want to support me further. Thank you for watching.